There's that casket, Nigel. There's the casket, bro.
And you can feel the ominous tone in the arena, the chills going down the spines of some of the kids there on the front row as the casket is brought out. This is, hopefully, the finale of this feud. The death of this feud, if you will, to be buried in the casket, and that's the way you have to win this matchup. The casket must be completely closed. Your opponent must be in there to win this matchup. And now we can see the casket taken out. This is an eerie feeling, Tony.
I'm glad I'm not in this match, bro.
Now the casket being placed on the holder. Right there, the stand by the ring.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Jeremiah Plunkett, Crazzy Steve, both them brothers, you know, they're both cuckoo for cookie.
Near 300 pounds, Jeremiah Plunkett enters this matchup. You can see the stare in his eyes. Looks a little bit crazier than usual.
Yo, where's Steve at?
Where is he?
Plunkett's looking for him.
Well, wait a second! Wait a second, the casket lid just opened up!
That ain't Dracula!
And there he is! Crazy Steve with that red mist! And what a way to open up this casket match, Tony! He's full of fire and spitting it with those fists!
Bro, I have a feeling, we might not see any wrestling moves in this match, bro. These brothers have been at it for a year. Inside the promotion and outside the promotion. They've been fighting each other literally everywhere they go.
Smashing that arm right on the side of the ring, the hardest part of the ring. There's no love lost between these two. And if you want a preview of what the bar fight's gonna look like at O'Connor's, well, look no further than this. Crazy Steve and Jeremiah Plunkett. This is the casket match to end this dirty, this nasty, this long-standing feud between these two crazy men.
Here we go. Oh.
At least Steve knows it. He's aptly named. Plunkett thinks he's a regular person and everybody else is weird.
No, bro, I think Plunkett. Oh, Jesus!
He just threw that chair right at the head of Jeremiah Plunkett.
I think Plunkett he knows Steve well at this point. He knows what he's in for, and he had no problem taking this match either, bro. Old Jerry Punkerino, he better come up with something quicker. I'm gonna be bringing flowers to your stone, bro.
Yeah, but I know he knows Steve really well, but he must think that he's crazier than Steve is to take this kind of matchup on repeated clotheslines in the turnbuckle there. Just weakening down the body. Hey, the ref's by the casket. As far as I'm concerned, chairs, closed fist, whatever you want to happen in this matchup can happen. The only way to win it is to close your opponent inside that casket. And
Plunkett got out of the way there, didn't he?
And you have to lock it airtight.
Look out, Plunkett.
Crazy Steve all the way up top. Don't kill it, Steve! My God, he just flew from the top turnbuckle. Must have been 10 feet off of that thing. And Crazy Steve is lighting up Jeremiah Plunkett. This thing could be over very soon.
Plunkett ain't even out of his jacket yet. Come on, Plunkerino. What's Steve going for? What's he doing?
He's going underneath the ring looking for any and all tools because they are all legal in this matchup. Again, the casket match, there's only one way to win.
He's on the way to the ring.
And it's a grim one. I love it, Tony, that you get on to Crazy Steve for bringing toys into a match where they're allowed, but yet you're okay with Madison Rayne choking out Jeff Jarrett on the bottom turnbuckle rope.
I didn't say anything about that.
What are you talking? You just did. 20 minutes ago you did.
I'm wondering where he's going. He was all the way under the ring. How many chairs has he got underneath there?
What does it matter? There's only one way to win the matchup. Crazy Steve now. There must be about 5 or 6 chairs in the ring, and he's got one setting up in the corner for Plunkett, who charges in with a fist and catches one of his own. 2 now from Crazzy Steve. That chair set up in the corner. Steve trying to send Plunkett into the corner. That would totally rattle the man's back. It looks like Plunkett is in the safe space right now.
There we go.
Ooh, clothesline. And Steve lands, Crazzy Steve lands right on top of that casket. And I don't know if you've ever felt a casket, but those things aren't exactly easy to take apart. Those things are solidly built. Well, they're built for forever.
That they are, and one of those guys is going to be buried in that casket, possibly forever. Or maybe not. But either way, that's how you got to win the match.
Jeremiah Plunkett taking a methodical pace, trying to get a little bit of wind in his sails, so to speak. He's taken a beating so far at the hands of Crazzy Steve, who made a surprise appearance via the casket. He was ready for this matchup. And Crazzy Steve, if Jeremiah Plunkett has it his way, will be going directly back into that casket as quick as he can do it.
Jerry Plunkerino, look at that.
What's with you and the nickname here?
It's Jerry
You guys
Plunkerino.
having Thanksgiving dinner together?
He's Jerry Plunkerino. He was an honorary Italian.
What?
Yeah.
He's from Tennessee.
Well,
Nonetheless, oh, Steve! Into that metal casket. Again, we talk about something that's supposed to keep you buried and gone forever. That's not pillows.
Well, it's Steve's fault I'm in this neck brace. It's his fault.
Wait a second, I thought it was Jarrett's fault.
It was his fault, but Steve made it happen, and Plunkerino is the hitter, and he's going to take out Crazzy Steve.
I want to know whose fault it is for you being here today. Shot by Jeremiah Plunkett.
It's the Cripplers.
Sends Steve down. And Plunkett once again taking his time, trying to decide how he wants to punish Crazzy Steve. Again, these two men have been at each other's throats for close to a year now, Tony.
I'm telling you, bro, these guys have been whooping each other all over the region.
This thing's got to end a vicious headbutt from Jeremiah Plunkett.
What do we got here?
Well, looks like we've got a steel chair, and it looks like we have a possible concussion for Crazzy Steve. What's wrong with you?
Well, Jerry Plunkerino. I'm telling you, buddy, look at him.
That
Jeremiah
man,
Plunkett, full control, on top. I don't care how crazy Steve is. Plunkerino is the one who's in charge right now.
the guy's 280 pounds, just 20 shy of 300, and now he's just ripping in to Crazzy Steve, who's right above the 200 mark.
What does his weight have to do with anything? You making fun of him?
No, I'm just saying, I mean, there's a lot behind those punches, a lot behind those shots.
Ooh.
And Jeremiah Plunkett certainly knows how to get an advantage in this matchup. What I'm saying is that Crazzy Steve, if Plunkett gets him in a hold, a sleeper hold, or some sort of bear hug, there's a lot to battle out, and that could possibly be Plunkett's strategy in this matchup. I mean, in fact, he is the bigger man. Clothesline from Crazzy Steve, but it took all he had. Crazzy Steve crawling over. He's saying, go ahead and lift that casket lid. I've got a little bit more left in me. No pun intended, a little bit more life left in me as he rolls Plunkett into the casket.
Oh, no. Plunky's hanging on.
But there's the fear. Not only the fear of the casket, but the fear of losing this matchup.
I don't want to go in that thing. Do you?
Nobody does. And that's why the TNT officials have set this matchup to end this feud. Hopefully this will be enough to bury things between these two men. Jeremiah Plunkett once again pulling the hair of Crazzy Steve. It's all legal in this matchup, as we've said before. Oh my God! The table didn't break, and that's almost worse. Landing on a microphone, you see Jimmy J just took it out from underneath Crazzy Steve. Jeremiah Plunkett not only wants to win this match, but mangle his opponent, and he's doing a perfect job of that right now.
He's tired of Steve. He wants him out of his life for good.
I've had to fight with you for the past hour and a half, and I want you to be gone. I can't imagine the feelings between these two men.
Well, we're not going to have a casket match, I'll tell you that. We'll amicably part. Here we go. Jeremiah Plunkett is going to be the victor.
No, not
of the
yet.
match.
Not
of
yet.
the
Not
feud.
yet. Come on, Steve. Steve puts that leg up, now both of them. I knew he still had more left in him. He wasn't going to go away that quickly.
Plunkett can close it.
He's trying.
He can.
Steve, with authority, fights back. Plunkett, surprised. But it's not over yet. The fat lady hadn't sang, and Plunkett on the attack, that right hand. Steve fighting back, tooth and nail. One bad shot landed, and this could be over for either man. And the last place either one of these guys wants to go is in that casket, Tony.
Well, the fat lady's definitely warming up. One of these guys is going in there in a second. I've got my money on Plunkett. Plunkett's going to take him out. Look at Steve. He doesn't have anything left.
These men have fought with everything they have thus far in this matchup, and they've taken enough out of each other to probably decrease each other's careers by 5 years. And by the time we get done with this match, they might have to retire anyway. Plunkett setting up 2 chairs. Crazy Steve in the corner, and what's the crazy man gonna do now?
Oh, Plunkett's gonna he's gonna set him up for something, bro. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's got the 2 chairs set up, maybe a.
No. Thank goodness Steve was able to slip out the back.
Oh, he can't pick up Plunkett, bro.
That's where that weight advantage comes into play for Plunkett. It's hard to get 300 pounds up when you've been brutalized, as Crazy Steve has dropped on that table on the outside. But he's fighting back with a vengeance. And Crazy Steve knows that he has to dig deep inside to take out the big man.
Where's he going right here?
Crazy Steve on the second rope mounting Jeremiah Plunkett. Could we see a series of punches, possibly a knockout blow to be able to roll Jeremiah Plunkett, who's very close to that casket? Crazy Steve. Wait a second, what's he got playing? Oh my gosh! He's a part-time cannibal, just biting right into that forehead of Jeremiah Plunkett, but Plunkett's got him up.
Powerbomb right through them table. Chairs, whatever. 2
metal chairs, and Crazy Steve goes straight through him, right on the shoulder blades on either side. And at this point, he's a broken man.
I think this is Plunkett's opportunity. That's right. Open that casket up, guys.
Like him or not, Plunkett found an opportunity and struck gold with it. Crazy Steve at this point, like I said, broken in many pieces. All Plunkett has to do now, drag him over to the casket, and this very well could be over for Crazy Steve.
This is it. This is it.
Plunkett, I think I just saw a smirk on his face as he was rolling Steve into the casket.
He knows he's got it.
Wait a second. Steve fighting back with quite possibly the last breath that he has. Putting those boots right in the forehead of Plunkett.
Plunkett busted open?
He very well could be. This has been a very violent matchup between these two already. And again, the casket waiting ringside for one man to enter.
The old Plunkett just said, I don't think so, buddy. Look at this.
And Steve saying, give me your best shot, damn it.
Well, there you go, Daddy. What do you think about that?
Plunkett fires up, but that's not enough. Crazy Steve said, you better bring the army, brother, because I'm still standing. These 2 men going tooth and nail, back and forth. You want to talk about a bar fight between Alex and Shawn Shultz? Take notes, boys. This is how you do it.
This hasn't been very technical. No, look at that back fist by Plunkett.
We knew that going into this matchup, this wasn't going to be a technical masterpiece, but this is, as advertised, a fight and a casket match, and that might be the final nail for Jeremiah Plunkett.
I think his head went right into that chair.
I know it did. There's about a 10-foot crater in it.
What's he doing?
Oh my! Oh my! With such violent force.
What's this? Ah!
2 chairs now in a row.
He's trying to kill it.
Sending a shout out to Sabu with those chair shots is Crazy Steve, and he's definitely, if he didn't earn his name before, darn sure did right now. Steve, with one more chair, is he gonna throw it? What's he gonna do here?
He's insane.
Drop kick.
He's a
using
madman.
The chair right into the face of Plunkett.
Nigel's trying to kill it.
Who just got braces whether or not he wanted him or not. And Crazy Steve, this is your opportunity, man. Put him in the casket. Come on. Let's see this thing over.
He just called for it. Casket's open.
Two officials on either side of the casket making sure it's open. Again, folks, if you want to win this matchup, the lid has to be closed. When you close that lid, it's airtight, as we said before. Caskets are forever. They're just like diamonds. They just don't look as pretty.
He's going to have a hard time pushing Plunkett over there, bro.
Plunkett now.
Look at that. He's not even lined up at the casket.
Halfway into the casket. Well, about a fourth of the way into the casket. Crazy Steve using every piece of his body, using all of his weight to try to force Plunkett inside. Plunkett's all the way in. He's all the way in, Tony.
But,
wait a second.
The lid wasn't shut.
A fireball thrown by Jeremiah Plunkett. In any other matchup, that would be an automatic disqualification. We're talking about fire now as some of our security gets water on the face of Crazy Steve.
Now, why are they allowed to intrude?
He could have easily burned his eyeballs, Tony.
Why are they allowed to intrude? What's going on here?
What are you talking about? Why are they allowed to intrude? The man just threw a damn fireball in somebody's face, and you're asking why he's getting medical attention?
It's a casket match. You said anything goes before.
Anything does go, but of course safety at the highlight right now of our security team and some medical staff down there.
Is that the Lions out there too?
Jeremiah Plunkett really just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Wait a second. Knocked out a security guard. Come on.
Who's that?
And now going after Crazy Steve. The man just doesn't care at all. This is a casket match, but you know, you didn't have to kill somebody. And that's exactly what he's trying to do here with Crazy Steve.
Nobody tried to help Plunkett when he was getting hit in the face with chairs. Look at this now. Plunkett's going to try to take him out.
My God, a pile driver on the stack of chairs, and Crazy Steve, he killed him. He's dead.
That's it. Roll him in the casket, Plunky. Jerry Plunkerino is your winner. Roll him in the casket.
I tell you, Steve tried his best to keep up with Jeremiah Plunkett in this matchup, but Plunkett, I told you, he's crazy. He's reached all new levels of crazy, Tony, in this matchup. Fire thrown in the man's face, and then a pile driver from that top turnbuckle. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Here we go. Jeremiah Plunkett. All he's got to do is roll him in the casket, bro. He just took a fireball and a pile driver off the second into some chairs.
It took everything that Plunkett had, but he's finally got Steve. This has got to be it. He threw a damn fireball in his face, and he pile drove the man onto a stack of chairs. Who does that? This feud has gone all out, and this matchup has too. The lid has to be closed by Plunkett, though. He's only halfway there.
That's the intense hatred these guys had for each other. And now it's over. Good night. Sayonara, Steven. Adios. However you want to say it.
One side of that casket closed. He's got to get the other one down. And Steve.
Whoa!
He's got a handful of fruits and nuts of Jeremiah Plunkett. Oh, my.
What's happening?
All is fair in love and war. And now Plunkett...
How the hell is he awake?
I don't know, but I know that Plunkett is awake just as well. DDT right on that casket. And Crazy Steve has Plunkett right on the casket. This is the chance. Steve, roll him into there. Come on, roll him in. Shut the lid. Steve trying with every bit of his body. Can he get... Yes, he does. Crazy Steve wins this matchup.
I can't believe it. That was insane. I thought Plunkett had it. After the fireball and the pile driver off the second into the chairs, I thought it was over.
The only way to end this feud was just that, in a crazy casket match. And as I said before, both of these men took years off their careers. But this is the end of this feud, or at least we hope, Tony, the dead end of the feud.
We might not ever see Plunkett again. Ciao, Jerry Plunkerino. He was 29.
And Crazy Steve, you can still smell the flesh from being burned, but he's standing tall. Here at Tried and True Pro Wrestling, Crazy Steve sends Jeremiah Plunkett home in a casket.